Now, just a few days before Christmas 2015, 22-year-olds Louise Ann Clancy and her mum, Geraldine, tragically died in a car accident near their home in Cork. 14 months on, the family are still grieving.
Louise's big brother Declan is determined to keep his sister's memory alive, and having found her bucket list shortly after her death, he is committed to accomplishing the things that she sadly never got to do. Declan joins us now to share his story and Louise's story and your family's story, really, Declan. Declan, I'm really sorry that you're here under these circumstances. Sympathy from us and from everyone watching. You'll be feeling a lot of love from everyone this morning. Before we talk about Louise's legacy, which is her bucket list and everything you're doing, can we go back to the accident? I don't want you to relive everything that happened, but when you got the news that something terrible had happened.
I was in work, so I work in a hotel in Cork, and they've been fantastic to me. But on that particular day, I was in work about an hour or two, and I'll never forget the phone call from my dad saying that, sorry.
That's quite all right, Declan.
Saying that they were in an accident and he thought they were dead. So.
You packed up, left work?
Yeah. My boss, he was brilliant, he brought me down, and obviously I was in no fit state to drive, and so it was, I'll never forget it. It's something that it'll haunt you, like, you know. But
not long after that, you were going through Louise's belongings and her personal things, and you found a bucket list that she'd written when she was only 16.
Yeah.
Which, and both me and Mark were just in awe of this list. It's going to be difficult for us to try and impress upon people how remarkable it was.
It's extraordinary because all of the things she wanted to do weren't anything, they weren't for gain, they weren't for material gain. No. They were all about doing things for other people. They were very selfless and very aware of the world and how...
Very mature at 16.
Well, kind of like we're here to make the world a better place and to leave it in better shape than we found it. Now, look, at 26, 36, 46 would be a remarkable list to leave, but at 16... this was an incredibly self-aware girl. Now, she was a very special girl anyway, so would you tell us about Louise?
Louise was one in a billion, like that. There was no one else like Louise. She was always a very caring personality, and she cared about people, and she was a fierce advocate for human rights of all sorts, and she was always, and she loved a good protest, and she was always marching. And
that was on her list, actually, wasn't it? Yeah, to be part of a protest.
To be part of a protest. So she was involved in plenty anyway. So she definitely took that one.
Right. Okay. Yeah. She did look at the world in a different way.
Oh, definitely. Like
Declan, because she was on the autistic spectrum. She was Asperger's.
Yeah.
So she didn't view the world the same way the rest of us did.
No. Like if I was to write the list at 16, I would have said, I want to own a Porsche, or I want to be a billionaire. Whereas Louise was all like, I want to teach someone to read, I want to be someone's mentor, and I want to participate.
I want to work in a soup kitchen.
Work in a soup kitchen. She worked for Penny Dinner. She volunteered for a summer. So
that's one thing we should say. Actually, a lot of the things that she wrote in her list, she actually accomplished in the unfortunately short time that she was here.
Well, I have some of the list here. Ride a camel, visit all counties of Ireland, write a novel, buy my own house, spend time making it exactly the way I want it, grow my own vegetables, plant a tree, be somebody's mentor, shave my head for charity. Well, she didn't get to do that, but you will.
We're going to do that live later on the show for charity.
Teach someone to read, write my will, clean all my room completely by myself.
I don't think she got that one done now, but I gave her a tick for it anyway.
I thought that was because she was just a 16-year-old girl when she wrote that, and I thought that was lovely and innocent, but it must have been hard reading it too, because she talks about wanting to have a family and talks about her future, so it must have been very bittersweet when you found the list. But at what stage did you decide, I'm going to finish the list, because she couldn't?
Basically, I found the list kind of in about a few days in the aftermath. I was just kind of looking through her room. I don't know what I was trying to find really, but I opened the A4 pad, and it actually opened on that page. So I kind of took that as a sign, and we were kind of talking about it that night at my aunt and uncle's house, and I kind of resolved into, I'm going to do this, I'm going to finish the list off. And Louise, she had a good lot of it done already, and then there was kind of parts of it that I'd kind of done, let's say, before I even started the list. So let's say, visit to 32 counties. We used to always go on, in the summer we'd be going around Ireland, so she visited 31 counties. She hadn't visited Longford, but
you tick that box.
I tick that box, yeah. She wasn't missing much of it.
She had actually got 19 of them done.
She did, yeah.
Did that surprise you?
Not really, because she was such a determined person, and when Louise set her mind to something, she you could be sure she was going to do it. Like.
So what were the things left on the list that you thought, oh God, that's going to be a bit challenging, but I'll do it?
Yeah, well, the head shave, that one, yeah, that wouldn't be my normal cup of tea now, but yeah, that one. Then there's, of course, she wanted to visit a country in each continent, so that's a tough job now, so I'd have to do that one. So
So today, later on here in Ireland AM, you're going to have your head shaved, and it's for a very good cause indeed.
Yeah, it's for our Cork Association for Autism, so the charity was founded in 1978 by I suppose, adults who were kind of frustrated that the support services were there. So the charity is brilliant. They offer residential care and home care, and they have an aspect service which my sister was involved with, where she was kind of given a key worker, an occupational therapist who kind of talked with her. And they also had, let's say, monthly meetings where she would have, they would have had people present to, let's say, the adults with Asperger's. And also Louise would have actually given presentations herself to the parents of children with autism and Asperger's, and kind of told them of her experience of going to college. So it's brilliant that way. She made some great friends.
Declan, it is extraordinary. You know, the outside perception is that people who have this condition are limited, or they have challenges. But it didn't seem, from what we see of Louise, that it held her back in any way. If anything, it seemed to spur her on.
Oh yeah, well, I suppose the sheer bloody mindedness. You know, she was going to do it. Like there was nothing going to hold her back.
Where did she get that from?
I suppose the kind of my dad would have that as well. He'd be a very determined man, and you know, I suppose kind of with the road safety advocacy kind of work we're doing, like how you can see that. And I suppose Louise is the chip off the block there.
But I mean, she completed school, she did very well, and then she got her degree, and then did she get her degree, or she was in her last year?
She was in her third year, so she was doing an Erasmus in Brighton at the time. She was just back.
Which was one of her bucket list as well, was to go and live in another country for 3 months.
For 3 months, which was she just got over the 3 months. Yeah, no,
yeah. She did make the 3 months.
Yeah,
oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
So it was kind of weird reading it, because it was such a specific number, and that she actually did it.
You touched on there the road safety advocacy that yourself and your father are very involved in for the most obvious reasons. And it's still very raw and fresh with you both. It still must hurt every single day. So what are you trying to achieve, the pair of you, from a road safety perspective?
I suppose we just want people to kind of, you know, to think before they step in the car, or before they let their child step in the car. You know, it was a short journey that day that girl was making, but she wasn't qualified to be on the road.
She was a learner driver.
She was a learner driver.
She shouldn't have been on the road without a qualified driver in the car with her.
Yeah.
Now, there was no alcohol, there was no speed,
No,
she wasn't distracted. No. She's just inexperienced.
Yeah. So it's, you know.
And she's local to you, like your family knew her. It's very difficult. As you said, you leave the house and one day, you know, you go past her house. If you go another direction, you go past the crash site. So for you, this is there every single day, which is very difficult.
Yeah. It's been challenging 14 months, but you know, doing stuff like the bucket list.
Does it really help, Declan, doing the bucket list?
It does. I mean, like, I get more comfort. I feel closer to Louise doing the bucket list, and closer to my mum doing the bucket list than I do, let's say, at their grave. I just, you know, I just feel closer to him doing this.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about Louise. We haven't talked that much about your mother. To lose one family member, but to lose two, and you know, your mother. Yeah. And let's face it, I mean, our relationships with our mothers are extraordinary. They're complex. They're wonderful. They're incredibly close. So that's kind of, in some senses, the heart and soul of the family gone, which must be awful for your father.
Yeah. No, it's very tough. Like, you know, when you go back to, when you're in the house, it's just. You miss Mam's presence, you know, because she was always there. She was always making a cup of tea. And actually, when I moved, I lived in Galway for a few years, and I'd moved back for a job in Cork. So while I was looking for a house myself, I kind of moved back home. And for those 8 or 9 weeks, Mam was there every day, and she was making a packed lunch and everything. It was like I was back in school. So I'm so glad I had that kind of opportunity.
That time together.
That time together, yeah.
And your dad has gone back to college?
He's gone back doing a night course now.
Good man.
Yeah, so he's doing European military history. It was something that always would have interested him, so he's going back now.
And you were saying the local community has been incredible.
Oh yeah. Just Kilworth, from what you bellied off, the surrounding areas, just everyone has been brilliant. Like, just it's just the outpouring of compassion from everyone, even, let's say, online and stuff. Let's say I would have shared my story online, and I had a woman reach out to me, and she said she could make a professional blog for me. So Juliet from Easy Marketing, thanks very much.
One of Louisa's was to get married and to have a family. Now you can't do that for her, but you can do it for yourself. I believe you have a bit of news. Did you get engaged recently?
Yeah, I was in Boston in September, and my girlfriend, she would have studied in Boston, so I figured it was the place to do it. So she did a year abroad at Boston College, so I went around Boston College, and I wasn't sure where to do it because there wasn't too many pictures online of, let's say, romantic locations, but I found a spot and then down on one knee and proposed, yeah.
And she said yes.
She said yes, yeah.
What's her name?
Kira.
Kira, okay.
Yeah.
What's she studying?
Kira's, well, she's finished now. She's working in the mental health sector.
Right, okay.
Congratulations to both of you guys.
Yeah. You're going to do this hedge. No. I didn't
Mark
get this
knows
right. I did actually shave it off. Did you bring a hat with you? Because the one thing that nobody prepares you for is how bloody cold it is after you shave your head. And who's going to do it for you?
Carol from Cork Association.
Oh, Carol Walsh.
Yeah, Carol Walsh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, listen, in the meantime, thank you very much for coming on, for sharing this, and God bless you for what you're doing. You know, it's a lovely thing.
Thanks very much.
It's not just it's a wonderful expression of love, and it's as much as you can do, and it's all you need to do.
Cheers. Thanks very much.
We'll be back with you, and.
I know. We'll hug him after this. We always do. You never see that bit. Declan, you are going to be staying with us because he's going to be ticking off, as we said, one of Louise's bucket list items, because the very brave man that he is, he's going to be shaving his head, all in aid of the Cork Association for Autism, and that is coming up at 10 past 10. Don't miss it, and make sure you put your hands in your pockets as well.